17%. That is sucky. Man. Can never get him to stop sliding on the ice. He's addicted. Okay, we're back today with a kind of a slow, like, talking with SIGFREED, sitting with SIGFREED.
Yeah. Sit-ins with SIGFREED, except we were forced to come outside.
Yeah, how horrible. Anyways, we're gonna be talking today about misconceptions of parkour.
Misconceptions of parkour.
Because I feel like after talking with many people, there is mud all over the GoPro from me dropping it.
I'm pretty sure they don't appreciate that.
Anyways, after talking with many people, there seems to be many misconceptions about parkour. We'll be talking about
the SIGFREED brand and how we experience the misconceptions of parkour. After that, we'll make our way back. So
yeah, no, I was like, you diver, you're gonna slide back, or yeah. First misconception of parkour.
What do you think?
I think one of the biggest things is that, like, I was talking with a friend recently, and she was talking about how, like, everything that we do is, like, insane, and that we, like,
and intimidating. I've actually had people say that, like we, because the word scary comes to mind, but it's alongside the word of, like, extreme. So.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is the risk level for parkour. I think that a lot of people think that parkour is just one of those things where people go out and they chuck themselves off the highest thing and they go, like, flying across rooftops and stuff, and it's a very adrenaline based sport. And I think
we can't take the path. It's the path not taking. We have to go over this dirt.
I personally would not want to get that muddy before class, but
is that wet?
I mean, very muddy out. You go for it, bud.
It's pretty muddy.
You go. Anyways, one of the things I think is a big misconception is, like, people always see the, like, highlights of parkour, especially on social media, and they forget that it's a sport like everything else, and that you're an athlete at the end of the day, so you're putting in the same amount of work as anyone else does for their sport to make it safe, to make it so that you're confident when you go out and you train. And I mean, again, things on rooftops and stuff, that looks cool. It's on YouTube for a lot of channels, and it's what gets shared around the most. But a lot of the stuff that doesn't get put out on the internet as much is the training and the conditioning.
Which is what we try and do, even if it looks silly. And a lot of people are they're intimidated by the high risk factor, but then they're also intimidated on practicing the low level things that matter the most.
And continuing on with that, I think fitness and the level of fitness that people assume that you need to have for parkour, that's a very relative thing.
It really is.
So the amount of any kind of athletic stuff.
If you're broad jumping like 13 feet, like Evan does, then it's going to be so relative to what you do, and that's probably like every other sport. But you don't need to be able to do like 100 pull-ups to do, whatever. Yeah,
no, there's people of all ages, all sizes that come out and try parkour, and there's a different level set for everyone. If any of us went and did a different sport, we would not be able to keep up with that athlete in their sport right away. You have to have the training, you have to put in the time like anything else, so you just can't expect yourself to be able to do big things right away. It's a process. So yeah, the amount of training we put into our stuff, the amount of conditioning, it makes it a lot less risky. Even when you see us doing stuff, it's one of those things where a lot of people forget that, like, parkour and the climbing and stuff that we do is a thing that we've been training for.
So in conclusion, you gotta get like a self.
Oh, yeah, no.
But in conclusion, parkour, is it dangerous? Was that a misconception?
Oh, no. The thing I was gonna finish saying before the GoPro died was, I think we're not going this way, it's too muddy.
Oh, come on.
You can go that way if you'd like. Keep going. The mud.
Oh my goodness, never mind.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh. Damn.
Anyways, the thing I was gonna say before the GoPro died was that one of the biggest things is that for any sport, you can't really base your own level of experience in your life on someone else and what they've been training for. Because, like, if I was like, oh yeah, I can't dunk, so no one can dunk because it's dangerous, that's like something that, like, yeah, I can't do it, but also physically and, like, training wise, I've never attempted or trained to try to dunk, so it's not going to be something that's in my skill set. Whereas climbing and stuff, we do the conditioning and the stuff that we need to do so that we can be as safe as possible for the
Damn it. Okay.
Okay. Second misconception is that a lot of people think they cannot go out and train if there is not like a padded environment, like a parkour gym. Like we get a thing
That is true.
where people always ask, like, where do you guys train? Where do you guys go out and train? There's nowhere
Train
around
outside.
here. There's no like, and I think a lot of people expect that you need to have like either a rooftop, because they think all we do is climb on roofs and jump off them, or you need to have like an actual gym or park.
Because that gets you really good at rooftop.
Yeah, gym or park. I'm gonna slip and fall for the 5th time on this stupid hill. Because if you're slipping, I'm gonna slip.
I'm not doing so well.
Okay, I'm gonna go really slow. But yeah, no, there is a big misconception about that. Parkour is one of those things that's very freeing, and I mean, for our first year and a half of training, I think we trained at the same spot at our high school.
We did,
like,
even
outside.
now, we train at the wall like all the time.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
more of a warm-up spot now, but
I mean, having limited places, especially here in Wisconsin, it makes you really creative to like what you can do and what your moveset is. But also, you don't need a big fancy setup to practice moves, especially depending on what you want to train. I mean, we go to a lot of local parks, which is great. I think parks have a lot of like leeway.
a lot of times we see like these objects that are just outside and that they belong to the outside, but like as people we're connected to that. And
Yeah.
like, I'm not saying if you see a flower planter, it's your, you know, go have a heyday, but if you can clear it, maybe.
Yeah. A divider. It's a wooden divider.
It's meant to divide.
Yeah, it's meant to divide, but parkour is one of those things where you can like,
We're unity. No, I'm just kidding.
you can just go out and you're like, this is a perfect thing to practice. Like lazy vaults, well, any vaults really. You can practice your true vault on it. You can really just have fun with it. And it's one of those things that like, it doesn't need to be fancy. You can warm up on this just to get your body stretched out, and that's parkour. It's seeing something that is not necessarily made for training, like parkour, and you're like, yeah, in my mind, this is going to be my new parkour spot for the day, because it's all about creativity. Parkour is all about, it's like almost an art style. I think a lot of people would actually consider it art, and yeah, it's just movement. You're moving through a place that's and being creative. So I think that's a big misconception, is you need something fancy, but in reality,
as well as drilling the little movements, because I wouldn't say there's 1,000 little movements within every movement, but there's a lot of movements and hand places especially that you can hone just by the repetition.
Yeah. So be creative. Look around you. Once you start doing parkour, we like to say that we have like parkour eyes. Every time we go to a city, all we're doing is pointing to everyone who's not in parkour. Like, oh, that looks cool. And they're like, it's a wall. And they're like,
but what can we do with that
you
wall?
Climb on it. It's so nice, man. You sound like kind of... The third misconception for us is going to be on trespassing, because I think parkour in general has, like, not to shy away from it, there is a lot of trespassing that ends up happening, because the cool spots are usually like public property.
It works.
Yeah, I was like, it's not a computer thing, but yeah, you're gonna be using, like, we go to the college, and like I belong to the college, so like it's fine usually, but like people don't like that you're on their property because of liability and stuff. And I think there's a big misconception on, like, there's this war between like underground sports like skateboarding and parkour and stuff. I can't speak for skateboarding actually, but for parkour at least, there's not a war going on with security and us. I think mostly you set the example for people, especially when you're on social media. You should set an example. Like, if security asks you to leave.
Typically, you do all in your power to do so.
Yeah.
But I think there are clips where it's phrased as like, I'm gonna fight the security guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we even did one.
Yeah.
That was acting, by the way.
Yeah, that
so.
was our friend Cole. I think.
Wow, so we're hypocrites now.
No, it's not a hypocrite. I think it's a fun idea that, like, yes, you can run away, and like I think we're gonna do a video at some point where it's like a POV, but you're the security guard chasing, and it's a fun idea. But like at the end of the day, realistically, you don't want to cause security any trouble because they're just doing their job and you're the one in the wrong. So just leave the property. You can find a park, or like we were just playing on that little wooden divider, you can find something else. There's not really a big deal when someone asks you to leave, and usually if you're not rude to them, they don't care. They're just like, oh yeah, can you leave? And you leave, and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
Or they compliment you too. We've gotten a few compliments. They're like, yeah, that's cool.
The lady I almost squashed on accident was like, I know what you're doing.
Wow.
That's rad.
Yeah, that was the biggest misconception, because we are starting this over. We're going through the grass.
Yeah.
Anyways, biggest misconception that social media, like, at the end of the day, we are not, like, SIGFREED, we want to share the idea of SIGFREED because it has adventure, parkour, stuff like that, personally has helped me so much in my life. So I want to help people find what makes them happy, and like something that's going to make them like excited to go out and explore the world. And like we said in previous videos, that doesn't have to be like what we do, but find what makes you happy.
And that's when we did
you're having fun and stuff.
Yeah, and when we did like found the Facebook page, like anybody like, or even the thing that's going out right now, like Urbex taking somebody that's like on the subscribers, like an Urbex, on their pick of journey. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and the creativity element. And if you're a photographer, if you do any of that, like that's really what we wanted to encompass. And if that's what does it for you, like if rooftops does it for us, then that's it could be trespassing, it could be stupid, but we wanted to share that with you and how that helps.
We're doing it at the end of the day for us, for our like.
Then it would be stupid. It would be stupid if you got up on a rooftop for someone else.
Exactly. Like if you're doing it just to get views or something, that's dumb. You need to enjoy what you're doing, and we do enjoy it. So we're doing it for like our health, our mental health, physical health, stuff like that, and it does help with all of that. And so finding something that's going to do that for you is the most important thing. And what we hope to get out of the channel is to inspire people to go out and find something that they like, that you as a person want to go and do. Like it could be like, I like going to Walmart, I'm going to go to Walmart today.
People be doing that,
Some people really like Walmart, which is no shame. Walmart can be a cool place.
Well, where did this conversation go?
I was thinking, no, like honestly, like Max was talking and he was like, yeah, the one thing nice about Hawaii is we have a Walmart. I really like the freezer section in Walmart. And we go to Walmart every freaking day to get him like frozen food. So it's one of those things, like if that is what floats your boat and makes you happy, go out and do it, because you should be doing stuff that makes you happy and excited about the day. You shouldn't be just doing things that are like, oh, I'm just doing that. Like,
I feel like that's rude. Definitely, that's definitely rude in the pandemic right now. Everybody's caged inside. Like, do I love going to that Walmart?
Yeah.
You got some yum yums? Some yum yums.
Got him. Fitness level, we talked about it a little bit at the start, but people think, as we said before, you need to be some kind of fitness guru to do parkour. They're like, I'm not flexible enough, I'm not strong enough.
It's so not true.
I'm not flexible.
He's not. He's terrible. He's gotten better, but he couldn't. Can you touch your toes now?
I think so, yeah, but
all right.
But especially like, you don't need to be super fit to start parkour. It's a journey like anything else. You start it, you go through it, and I mean, you don't need to be an athlete to start doing some kind of like
movement.
And
we can't let that expectation of like triple backflip or like pre to front Kong or that kind of thing. So it's for you to practice the basic movements, and that's not just some athletes, some like parkourists, if you want to call them that. They don't even progress to stuff where they like do front flips off 3 stories like other people do, or they hit gaps of like, I don't even know. But
it's like anything else in life. You never want to compare yourself to there's always going to be someone better than you, and you should never compare yourself to them. You need to look at yourself and be like, what do I want to improve on? What's going to make me like, what do I want to do? So like, if I went around and I was really into, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like if I was into football and I was comparing myself to like NFL players every single day, and I would give up, because I'd be like, I'm not as good as them. Like I'm not doing like I'm not as fit as them. But you don't want to do that. You don't want to compare. Like,
Right.
people that are starting parkour, don't compare yourself to people that have been doing it for like a year or 2 years or 3 years. People that have been doing parkour for a few years, don't compare yourself to like Red Bull athletes that have been like training their whole life for this. Look at your level, your skill level, and what you want to get out of whatever you're doing, and do what's best for you. And then eventually you will improve on your own movement, your own style, or if it's not even parkour, your own, like, whatever you're doing, you'll improve on your own, and you'll make your own name in the thing.
Very
so
true. Yeah. So don't let that be an obstacle in conclusion. And you don't need to get to double backflip. You don't even have to do a front flip if you didn't want to. If that wasn't your goal in the movement, genre of the parkour, that you don't need to get there. You need to do whatever you wanted to do. So, right, Nathan?
Yeah. Yes.
Great. What you doing?
Drinking.
Chilling in a speedway.
Yeah, gas station.
Did you use your speed rewards card? It's pretty important.
No.
I wish I did. I'd have so many points. I could buy the speedway by now.
I'm catching up in blondness to Devin and Evan. I mean, they're not blonde, but like they're closer to blonde than I am.
I think Evan's brown. Are we talking about hair? Now we're talking about hair color?
Yeah.
I was gonna buy.
Outro time. We would like to remind you, we are having a subscriber giveaway. All you have to do is either be subscribed, drop 2 comments on the most recent video, and
Is that gonna be the most recent video?
you know what? No, it can be in any video.
Any
We'll get the
video.
notification. So yeah, drop a comment, 2 comments on 2 videos of your choice, maybe your 2 favorites, and then yeah, we will choose at the end of.
We'll do a raffle. We won't choose. Come on now. That sounds a little.
Well, yeah, we'll play it.
In a hat, in my top hat that I have. Just kidding. And
He has a flask. We can put it in his flask.
yeah.
His flagon. Actually, it's a flagon, right?
Flagon. No,
It's the big cop flagon.
Is it called? You call it is that what it's called? A flagon?
flagon
I thought it was called a tankard.
Oh, I don't know.
No, because there's also something called the ragged flagon. So.
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, dudes. Definitely
You got, like-
comment your favorite. Do you comment anything on your 2 videos, or what about the video?
Oh no, you can leave any random comment.
You can put an emoji. And
Yeah.
We'll be like, hey, where you want to go?
So there's that. I remember when we get up to 1,000 subscribers, we're all getting tattoos. And we're gonna make a big video for that, so that'll be fun. Actually, I think we're gonna make a middle-sized video for 500. I know it's not like a big thing, but it is a nice goal. Like, I think 500 was our goal for this year, and we're very close to it now. So, and it's not the end of the year.
I think if we can get 1,000 by your birthday, and then kind of have like your birthday bash be a video.
Oh, that would be cool. But yes, that would be cool. So yeah, if you can, if you like the videos enough, subscribe.
Share it around.
Yeah, share.
That'd be a good video. So
Vote for Devin.
vote for me.